You're sitting in silence, scrolling through your phone. The last message she sent was days ago, and there's been no reply. You replay that last moment in your head, the way her eyes lingered on yours, how she leaned in just a little closer. You felt the spark. You knew she was into you. So why this sudden silence? Your mind races, thinking she's losing interest, but your instincts tell you something deeper is at play. What if I told you her silence isn't rejection? What if it's a test? And what if how you react right now could either make her attraction grow stronger or push her away for good? Drop a comment. I rise, not chase. That mindset will be your foundation as you walk through this journey. This video is for anyone who's ever wondered, why is she pulling away if she says she cares? You're about to uncover the truth behind why women distance themselves when they love you, and what you need to do about it. It's not about manipulation. It's about mastering yourself, maintaining your presence, and elevating your attraction. And if this message hits home, help support this channel. Not for me, but for the next guy stuck in that same moment of doubt, wondering whether she loves him or not. Number 1, she feels you even when silent. She feels everything, even in silence. While you're overanalyzing every missed message, replaying every interaction, wondering what went wrong, she's quietly absorbing it all. The distance you feel? It's not that she's lost interest. It's that she's feeling your energy. She's sensing your anxiety, your uncertainty, your desperation. Every subtle shift in your demeanor doesn't go unnoticed. In her mind, she's asking, can he hold it together when I pull back? And the truth is, the moment you begin to rely on her validation to feel strong, she starts to pull away, not to punish you, but to see if the strength you first showed was genuine or just a mask. Here's where most men go wrong. They panic. They flood her with texts, calls, and posts, trying to win her attention back. They let their fear dictate their actions. But here's the kicker. Every move you make out of fear shows her that you're not the man she thought you were. The silence isn't a test of your desperation. It's a test of your stability. She's not pulling away because she doesn't care. She's testing to see if you still stand tall when she's no longer giving you that constant reassurance. She wants to know if your energy remains steady when hers goes quiet. She's not looking for your constant attention. She's looking to see if you can stand strong without it. This is the battlefield of attraction. It's not about begging, chasing, or overthinking every word you said. It's about holding your ground and letting your actions speak louder than your fears. You see, women are drawn to stability, to men who remain grounded, unshaken by their absence. When you stop chasing, when you stop needing her attention to feel good about yourself, that's when she starts feeling the shift. She'll wonder, why is he not reacting? What's going on in his world? So what should you do when she pulls away? Don't chase, don't overanalyze, don't break your routine. Instead, focus on yourself. Dive deeper into your life. Hit the gym, refine your skills, double down on your purpose. Show her through your actions that you're the kind of man who doesn't need her attention to feel complete. You're the man who attracts, not the one who chases. You're the man whose energy speaks louder than words. And here's the secret. The quieter you get, the louder your presence becomes. When she withdraws, let her. When she goes silent, don't chase her down. The minute she sees that you can stand firm in your own peace, your own power, she'll be drawn to you in ways you can't imagine. That's how attraction works. What runs away becomes desirable. What clings repels. And when you stop clinging to her attention, you become the man she's been secretly craving. So how do you pass the test? Master your presence. Stop texting. Stop seeking validation. Fill your life with purpose, and let her see that her absence doesn't disrupt your peace. Become so focused on your mission that her silence becomes just another part of the journey. Let her watch you grow stronger in the silence. Let her see that you can hold your ground, that you're unshakable in the face of uncertainty. That's how you win. Not by chasing, but by letting her come to you when she realizes that you don't need her to feel complete. You're not losing her. You're becoming the man she never knew she needed, the man who holds his ground no matter the silence. So, ask yourself this: are you the man who needs her response to feel worthy? Or are you the man whose power grows even stronger in her absence? Number 2, you must be the wall, not the wind. When she starts pulling back, staying distant, watching from afar, she's not testing your words or your grand gestures. She's testing your strength, your stability. What she's looking for is how you handle the absence of her attention. If she gives you short replies, and you overcompensate by sending more messages or showing excessive concern, you lose. If she distances herself and you chase harder, you lose. If she challenges your boundaries and you fold, you lose. Not because she's trying to hurt you, but because she's looking for the man who can stand firm when things go quiet. A man who needs constant validation to feel secure is not someone she can feel anchored to. A man who becomes emotionally unsteady when she's distant is a man she can't trust with her heart. She needs to know that when life throws storms her way, you remain solid. When her emotions fluctuate, you stay grounded. When she pulls back, you don't bend or break. Being the wall means being unwavering, not cold or distant, but calm, composed, rooted. Women may feel deeply and intensely, but they will never feel safe with a man who crumbles when their emotions shift. When she says she needs space, she's not asking for a response. She's watching your reaction. Will you chase her? Will you beg for her attention? Or will you give her space while remaining focused on your own path? When she becomes distant, do you spiral into doubt? Or do you stand your ground and keep moving forward with your life? Being the wall isn't about ignoring her. It's about remaining unaffected by her emotional tides. Your job is not to fight her emotional waves, but to hold steady against them. When her emotional storm comes, are you the one holding the shore, or are you swept away by the tide? Emotional self-control is the key to mastery, the power to remain calm, to pause before reacting, to think clearly when everything around you seems uncertain. That's what separates the boys from the men. It's the emotional resilience that makes her feel safe, not just in a comfort sense, but in a deep, soul-level sense. She doesn't want a man who crumbles when she pulls away. She wants a man who holds his ground, who remains grounded and unmoved. That's the kind of stability that makes her want to lean on you, to surrender control, to trust you. So what's your move? You stop relying on her for emotional stability. You stop allowing her mood to dictate your sense of self. You stop bending to her emotional shifts just to stay in her good books. Instead, you build a life so solid that her silence becomes just another part of your world. You create a mission that's so strong. Her changing emotions no longer derail you. You train yourself to respond, not react. to stay calm, not panic. She doesn't need you to be indifferent. She needs you to be inevitable. She needs your presence to be like an anchor, not a plea. And when you embody that strength, when you become the wall, the one who doesn't flinch, the one who doesn't crack, that's when she will always come back to you. Not because you chased her, not because you proved yourself to her, but because you showed her that your strength is unshakable. In a world full of emotional winds, the man who stands tall, unyielding, will always be the one she turns to. So ask yourself, do you let her test you, or do you let your strength shine through? Be the wall. Show her that no matter what storm she brings, you can't be moved. Number 3, her chaos needs your calm. Her emotions might come crashing in like a wild storm, intense, unpredictable, unfiltered. But your role isn't to fight the tide. Your role is to be her anchor, to stand firm and unshaken in the middle of her chaos. It's not about fixing her, controlling her, or trying to calm the storm. It's about showing up with a steady presence, a presence that absorbs the chaos without crumbling. If you want her respect, you need to stop reacting to her emotional waves. Stop treating every outburst or mood shift like a threat. The moment she senses that her emotions can shake you, she'll lose trust, not in you, but in your ability to hold space for her. She needs to feel something stronger than her emotions, and that's not your logic or your words. It's your unshakable presence. True strength is not about aggression or trying to overpower the situation. Real strength is knowing when to remain silent, when to step back, when to simply be. When she's caught in a whirlwind of emotions, the weak man will scramble to fix it, to convince her she's wrong. The strong man, he listens. He doesn't try to correct or fix her. He simply contains her chaos. He understands that her emotions are not a reflection of him. They are her way of seeking something solid, something unmoving. Her emotional storms are tests. Her silence, her withdrawal, her attitude, they are all tests. Not because she's trying to manipulate you, but because she needs to know if you will stand firm when everything around you is falling apart. If she breaks down, will you fall apart with her, or will you remain grounded? Your calm isn't just for you. It's the emotional foundation she needs. When that foundation shakes, she starts questioning everything. So how do you stay calm? By mastering your reactions. You don't need to control her. You need to control yourself. You don't need to prove your worth with words or actions. You embody it with your presence. She's not looking for perfection or solutions. She's looking for someone who doesn't lose himself when the storm hits. She's searching for someone whose energy remains constant, whose inner peace isn't disturbed by the turbulence around them. That's the kind of energy she craves in a world where everyone else is reacting to every trigger. If you want to stand out, act different. Don't chase her when she pulls away. Don't demand answers when she resists. Don't escalate when she explodes. Instead, breathe, observe, redirect. Use that energy to build yourself, your body, your mind, your finances, your mission. The more you remain calm in the face of her chaos, the more she'll see your strength. Not just her, but you'll feel it too. There is power in being the calm in someone else's storm, not by controlling them, but by mastering yourself. So ask yourself, do you rise when she breaks down, or do you crumble with her? Do you let her emotions control you, or do you become the one person she can always count on to stay centered, grounded, and in control? Her chaos isn't your enemy. It's your invitation to rise. Number 4. Let her walk, but leave the door open as she starts pulling away, texts slowing down, conversations growing colder, the space between you expanding. It hits you. That gut punch of silence, sharper than any argument, and your instinct screams to chase, to explain, to fix what feels broken. But here's the trap. The moment you chase her out of desperation, you reveal what she feared all along. You show her that your confidence was always tied to her approval, that your power wasn't rooted in who you are, but in her attention. And once that truth settles in, the dynamic shifts. You weren't meant to chase. You were meant to be the kind of man who can let her go and still stand strong. Open the door without chasing her through it. A woman doesn't crave a man who clings to her. She craves the man who chooses her freely, without needing her to validate his worth. So, when she asks for space, give it. When she's unsure, let her be unsure. When she pulls away, you don't need to collapse or chase after her. Hold your ground with grace, not as a tactic, but as a reflection of who you are. The truth is simple. Your life doesn't stop just because she's pulled away. Your identity isn't fragile, dependent on how she feels about you today. Your worth doesn't drop because her responses slow down or her attention wanes. Want to be unforgettable? Become a presence that's felt even when you're not around. While other guys are flooding her with texts, trying to buy back her attention with more words and more effort, you rise. You get sharper, you get stronger, and you immerse yourself in your purpose. Your silence, your absence. It becomes your statement. You don't chase love. You attract it, but you never beg for it. Let her walk. Not because you don't care, but because you care about yourself enough to maintain your integrity. Let her walk, because it's in the space you give her that her mind will start to come back. She'll remember how you didn't fold, how you didn't chase, how you never devalued yourself to keep her near. That memory will linger, haunting her in all the right ways. That's when the real questions start. She'll begin wondering if she left a man who would bend, or a man who wouldn't break. And that difference is monumental. You don't need to slam the door. You just need to stop holding it open with desperation. Leave it open, but let her walk through it. Because if what you had was real, if she truly felt your presence, she won't forget it. She might test it. She might run from it. But she will feel it. Even in your absence, she'll feel the gravity of your presence, and that's what will draw her back. Not your words, your gifts, or your effort. Just your dignified absence. That's the power of the man who doesn't chase. That's the strength of the man who builds. That's the clarity of the man who can let her go, not to punish her, but to protect his own peace. Ask yourself, are you living in a way that she would regret leaving? Are you growing while she's away? Or are you sinking into the worry of what you can't control? Are you building a life so powerful that, whether she returns or not, you've already won? You don't lose the woman by letting her go. You lose her the moment your need for her becomes greater than your need to become the best version of yourself. So let her walk, and while she does, keep building the life that will either bring her back or prepare you for someone who never needs to leave to see your worth. Number 5. Stand still when she runs. As she begins to drift away, slowing down her responses, pulling back her warmth, creating a distance you can almost feel. Most men panic. Their first instinct is to chase, to overcompensate, to fill the silence with desperate attempts at reassurance. But that's exactly what she's testing. She's not asking for you to chase. She's waiting to see if you can stand still. The average man breaks in these moments. His mind spirals, flooding her with texts, proving his worth through more effort. He believes if he tries harder, she'll come back. But the truth is, she's not looking for more effort. She's looking for your presence. And true presence can only be felt in stillness. When she pulls away, she's not testing your love. She's testing your consistency, your emotional leadership, your ability to stay grounded. If you shift every time her energy changes, if your peace crumbles because she's not showing the same warmth, you reveal that your stability was never truly yours. It was just anchored in her validation. The man who stands still when she runs, who remains calm, unflinching, unaffected, creates curiosity. She begins to wonder why you didn't panic, why you didn't chase, why you didn't try to fix what wasn't broken. That's when the attraction shifts. The seed of desire is planted not by your effort, but by your composure. Women may not always consciously understand the test, but emotionally they know the truth. If you crumble when her emotions shift, you are never stable to begin with. Standing still isn't about being passive. It's about being powerful. It's about having enough self-trust and emotional maturity to not mirror her emotional chaos. It's about being connected to something deeper than your need for approval. It's about choosing purpose over panic, discipline over reaction. When she runs, you don't chase. You stay centered in your mission, in your life, in the things that make you whole. You don't stop building. You don't stop growing. You focus on yourself, because the version of you that needs her validation is the one who will falter. The version of you that stands strong, with or without her, is the one who will endure. So how do you master stillness? You make your life about more than just her. You build routines, habits, and goals that give you structure. You intentionally step out of your comfort zone to become the best version of yourself. You stop reacting and start living with intention. You focus on growth, not for her but for you. Because stillness is power. It's a signal. It's the quiet strength that makes you magnetic. She's not testing your affection. She's testing your emotional leadership. Can you stay steady when she pulls back? Can you hold your ground when she's uncertain? Can you be the rock in her storm instead of the one swept away by it? That's the test. And if you flinch, if you react, if you collapse under the weight of her retreat, she'll lose respect. But if you stand firm, if you stay unmoved by her distance, if you keep walking forward, not toward her, but toward your mission, then you'll pass the test. And when she looks back, she won't see a man who chased her. She'll see a man who never needed her to define his worth. Ask yourself, who are you when she pulls away? Do you crumble, or do you rise? Can you stand still with unshakable confidence, rooted in your mission and purpose, knowing that if she's meant to be with you, she'll find her way back? Stand still, not in arrogance but in strength. Let her run, and when she looks back, let her see a man who is unmoved, unbothered, and unwavering in his path. Number 6, become a man she can't shake. While she pulls away, whether it's through silence, distant gestures, or emotional inconsistency, she's quietly testing your foundation. She's watching, not for your words, but for your ability to remain unshaken. Every man who falters in these moments, who chases her attention or explains his worth through emotional outbursts, reveals his insecurity. But true desire isn't sparked through comfort. It's ignited by contrast. It's born from tension, from your ability to stand firm when her energy wavers, and to remain untouchable when the storm around her rises. To become the man who sticks in her mind long after she's gone. Stop trying to shape her perception of you. Instead, shape the man you are. Every time you chase her when she pulls away, you're sending the message that your value is dependent on her. Once she sees this imbalance, once she realizes that your self-worth vanishes with her attention, she will start to lose respect for you. You'll become just another face in the crowd. But the man who is unshakable, the one who doesn't chase, doesn't beg, doesn't fold, he becomes unforgettable. Why? Because his energy speaks louder than words. His presence becomes an imprint that lingers in her mind long after the interaction. She doesn't stay because of what you say, but because of what you project. She stays because your power doesn't waver. When she withdraws and you don't panic, when you rise without needing to explain yourself, when you hold your own ground, she feels that. She recognizes that. That is what makes you magnetic. It's not about managing her emotions. It's about managing your own standards and embodying a life that any woman would feel privileged to be a part of, not entitled to. A man she can shake is a man who loses himself the moment she steps back. But a man she can't shake is the one who stands even taller in her absence. It's in the silence that she begins to question herself. Why didn't you chase her? Why didn't you flinch when she pulled away? And in that questioning, something shifts. Her emotional testing becomes confusion because you've broken the pattern she's used to. She's used to men crumbling under pressure, men who need her more than they need themselves. But you're built differently. You're the man who keeps building, keeps rising, even when she's not looking. And that energy, that quiet strength, it calls to her in a way she can't ignore. In that moment, you go from one of many to the one she can't shake. You become the man who remains in her mind, not because you tried harder, but because you became something more. You're the one who moves through challenges with purpose, who turns setbacks into fuel. You become the man who isn't moved by her moods, who doesn't react to her absence, and who rises even higher when she steps away. So, how do you become that man? It's simple, really. You discipline your body. You sharpen your mind. You stop making excuses and start holding yourself to a higher standard. You use silence to sharpen your focus, rejection to fuel your growth, and her emotional distance to propel you forward. Every minute you once wasted chasing her becomes an opportunity to build something greater. Your skills, your confidence, your life. You become the man who doesn't just survive the storm, but thrives in it. And that's the man she can't shake. And while she wonders why you didn't chase, you'll be too busy building a life she doesn't deserve to access anymore. Because you don't prove your worth by talking about it. You prove it by becoming undeniable, by crafting a reality where she has to level up just to keep up with you. That's when you reverse the whole dynamic. She'll start questioning her own silence, wondering why you didn't fold, why you didn't break. That's when her curiosity shifts into obsession. And now, you no longer need her to choose you, because you've already chosen the best version of yourself. The version that doesn't need validation, the version that doesn't seek attention, but instead creates a world that attracts it effortlessly. A version that no woman can replace because you weren't shaped by anyone's affection. You are forged in solitude, in growth, in your own purpose. And nothing hits harder than the man who needed no one to become everything. She will test you, even if she loves you. Not because she wants to hurt you, but because she needs to know that your strength isn't fragile. Real love, real trust, real feminine surrender isn't born from comfort. It's formed in the fire of emotional uncertainty. You might think she's pulling away, thinking she's entertaining someone else, or that her silence means indifference. But sometimes, silence isn't abandonment. It's assessment. She's watching. She's weighing. She's wondering, if I stop giving him everything, will he crumble? If I withdraw, will he chase like every other man, or will he stand tall, unmoved, like the man he claimed to be? When a woman loves deeply, she wants to give that love somewhere safe. But safety doesn't mean submission. It means leadership. She tests your emotional foundation, not because she doesn't care, but because she wants to know it's safe to care even deeper. Her ignoring you might just be the final test before she fully surrenders. But if you fold, if you chase, if you beg, if you panic, you've already answered her question without her needing to ask it out loud. You've shown her that she was the foundation of your worth, not the reward for it. Think about it. If you had a daughter, would you want her to give her heart to a man who can't hold it unless she reassures him daily? You'd want her with the man who doesn't flinch, who doesn't beg, who doesn't need. That's why she ignores you, to see if you're that man. And if you are, she won't forget. She won't drift. She'll feel your silence, and it will echo with value. She'll return, not because you pulled her in, but because you never pulled away from yourself. That's what makes a man unforgettable. If this message resonated with you, it's because it's written for you. Not because we know your face, but because we've walked the same path. We've stood in that silence. We've stared at the phone. We've questioned our worth when the one we loved went quiet, and we rebuilt from it. Now it's your turn. But don't walk it alone. Support this channel, not just because it's a voice, but because it's a mirror that reflects who you can become. When you support this message, you're not just investing in content. You're investing in clarity. You're helping the next man out there, lost and spiraling, find a voice that speaks his truth. You're expanding a mission that gives men back their strength. So if this changed something in you, like, comment, and subscribe. But more than that, live it. Carry this energy into your gym session, your work, your craft, your discipline. Show the world the man who doesn't flinch. Comment below. I build myself in the silence. Because while others fold in the silence, you rise from it.